What's up, everyone? So I meant to make this video last night, but I was too tired. I have a lot going on. When I mean a lot, I mean a lot. I might go into detail about it in the future. I don't know. But I actually wanted to throw a panel and ask you all what were your thoughts on this subject that I'm about to talk about, because I really wanted to hear everyone's input. But yeah, I was just too tired to do anything last night outside of sleep, clean, cook. I was taking care of my niece and my baby. Yeah, I was busy. So I want to talk about the difference between Madgie subscribers and mods and Dani subscribers and mods, because it is a difference. And I know I'm not the only one who noticed. So yesterday, and you all might hear a Jurassic sound in the background because I let my babies watch Jurassic World and they hook. They love the Jurassic Park. So anyway, I wanted to watch Madgie stream yesterday because Madgie is like the funny home girl. I really like Madgie. I think she has a likable personality and she seems like a very sweet soul to me. So I want to check out her live stream because I'm hooked now. And I had come to find out that her channel had been terminated. Will she get her channel back in the future? I don't know. You all gonna hear me sipping on some coffee throughout this video. Please forgive me. But if I don't have my morning coffee, I'm cranky. So I end up finding Madgie backup page, and she was explaining, everything that had transpired and how Dani basically was the cause of her losing her channel. And let me just say, Madgie backup channel was still lit. Her chat was still off the hook. It was fun. I mean, I enjoyed myself in her stream. So the curiosity in me wanted to see what Dani was talking about, because I already knew what was going to happen. I knew Dani was going to be just laughing and prideful of Madgie losing her channel. And I knew her subscribers and mods were going to be ecstatic. And that's what it was. They were happy, bragging. They were like enjoying themselves that Madgie had lost her main channel. But I noticed something. Now, when Dani subscribers came into Madgie chat, and they wasn't even asking questions, they were just trolling, Madgie was answering their troll comments and interacting with them. So was Madgie mods and subscribers. Now, when it comes to Dani, not alone will you be able to troll, but you damn sure can't ask questions because they're too fragile over there. I just don't like the cowardness of Dani, her mods, and her subscribers. It's just too cowardly. That's too much of throwing rocks, hiding your hand. And Dani was saying something about, I don't know if it's her Discord or another troll business she has. I don't know. But she was like, yeah, you can't have a brand new page to listen to this content or whatever. It has to be an old page. Just like the way they so scared and fragile of hearing anything outside of their opinion, how scary they are. It's like, girl, you taking background checks on a goddamn page? I mean, nobody could convince me that Dani and her team is where it's at. You can't say nothing in the chat because they're cowards. And they don't know how to respond to anything outside of their point of view. They don't have any panels, so it's not like someone could come on their panel and address them because they're scared that they're going to get done up and made to look stupid. So they don't even want any type of interaction. They just want to sit there. They just want to sit there and bully people. And avoid it and run and hide. It was like this RC character was coming in Madgie chat, and it was like this grown man on that whole 999. Look at you, Madgie. Ha ha he he. It was just, I'm like the weirdness of Madgie subs. And then it was like this Netta woman. Netta, you know, she had a beautiful picture, but she looked old enough to be my mother or auntie or older sibling. Yeah, she coming to Madgie chat trolling on that whole 999. I'm just like, the things that they do in Madgie chat, they wouldn't even, no one would be able to do in Dani chat. Not because Dani, you know, is trying to run a professional channel or anything like that. Simply because Dani is a whole fragile, scary woman. So is her mods in her chat. And they know they can't respond to anything outside of their point of view. They don't even know how to clap back with anyone. And I think that some of Dani subs and subscribers and mods, even Dani, you know, even though she would never be brave enough to do a panel or anything like that, but say for instance, say if they were, they remind me of the type of people that wouldn't be logical. They would do the more so guerrilla style arguing. And I'm not a fan of that type of debating. I'm not a fan of that type of, you know, conversation, because it's basically just people yelling over each other. People trying to roast, but it's not even a funny roast. You know, some people are hilarious as hell when it comes to roasting. It's the guerrilla style is not even funny. It's just gutter. And some people have I've gotten into some debates with people that do that guerrilla style arguing, and people thought that I lost because I wasn't saying anything. But it wasn't that I lost. It was just a simple fact, like, I'm not about to sit here and be yelling with you, you know, like that don't even make sense. A conversation in a debate is I say something, you say something, I say something, you say something. It's a back and forth, you know, we both conversating with each other, hearing each other out. That whole guerrilla style, yelling over each other, you screaming, you cussing, and all that type of stuff, that's, to me, that's just crazy. And most of the time, people that do that is really because they scary. They be making up shit. They be pulling stuff out of their ass. And there be people in the background talking about, yeah, they let that person say that to him or do that to him. Damn, I wouldn't allow that. It's just like, no. I mean, I didn't allow shit. It's just a cowardly debate. You know, I'm debating with a coward that won't hear me out. So they start screaming and yelling and acting a damn fool and doing that whole guerrilla style arguing because I didn't hit them where it hurts and they too fragile to, you know, hear me out, because they know I'm going to devour them. So they start just cussing me out and they yelling and screaming over me. No. Dani crew reminds me of people that would do that whole guerrilla style arguing, which is popular among some people, but I don't like it. It's some people that I follow, you know, and I watch. And when they get into it with people, they do the whole guerrilla style. And I honestly leave when they start doing the whole guerrilla style of conversation, because I simply don't like it. You know, I like everything they say, but when they start doing that whole yelling and screaming, and I'm gone. So Dani subs, if they ever got brave enough to conversate with people, if Dani mods ever was brave enough to jump on a panel, I believe they would probably do that guerrilla style arguing, how immature and petty they are, you know, how they can't really combat anyone's questions and stuff. They similar to Dani. I don't know if Dani trained them or what, or is it like a group of cowards that connected? I don't know what's going on there. But I was just like, you all not embarrassed? You don't have any type of logic? It's just like the things that Dani crew is doing in Madgie chat, they couldn't even stomach it. They don't have enough heart to address it in Dani's chat. They too busy trying to protect Dani's fragile image, fragile spirit. They can't handle any type of war type of energy, but she can dish it. Well, I just want to talk about that. Again, I wasn't shocked by Dani, mods being a bunch of bitches, but it is what it is. Deuces.